Hi everybody, this is Mr. Nardelli. I wanted to go over a little bit about point slope. So the learning objectives are to plot and graph using ordered pairs, calculate the slope, interpret the slope, compute the y-intercepts, and construct a linear graph. So I picked some of the questions I got from, I believe it was one of the quizzes to go over. So one of them was complete the three ordered pairs. So you're given an equation, you need to solve for y, you're given x. X is always the first one. So just plug it in. I've got some answers over here, and I will do that, I'm sorry. So when we plug the first one in, we plug in 3 times 2 gives us 6. 6 plus 9 is 15. We would write the 15 in there, or you type it in. The next one, 3 times 0 is 0, plus 9 is 9. And then we have a little bit of a negative. Notice we have 3 times negative 4 is negative 12 plus 9 gives us negative 3. Now when it says solve for y in terms of x, basically what we're doing is turning the equation around so it'll say y equals something. So my original equation says x minus 4y equals 8. I want to isolate the y, so first I'm going to subtract x from both sides. That will give me negative 4y equals 8 minus x. Then I want to isolate the y. I'm going to divide both sides by 4. Now I've got y equals 8 minus x over negative 4. That could be a correct answer, but it needs to be cleaned up a little bit. So when you have a number minus a variable on top divided by one number, you can put the bottom number, the denominator, under each one to make two fractions. So you'll notice I have negative 8 over 4 plus x over 4. So when I divided negative 8 by 4, I got negative 2. And plus x over 4, it has to stay like that because I really can't divide x by 4. Okay, sort of the same type of thing here. My equation's a little different. I'm going to solve for y. So my original equation, I'm going to get rid of the x part. I'm going to add 2x to both sides. That gives me a negative 3y equals negative 2x plus 9. So I'm almost there, but I need to divide by negative 3. So very similar to the top problem, I end up with y equals 2x plus 9 over negative 3. I want to clean it up a little bit. So I'm going to put the negative 3 under each side, and notice what I did. I put the negative up top. It just looks a little better. It's okay if it's on the bottom. It'll work. So 2/3, notice I can't do anything with negative 2/3, excuse me, but I can divide 9 by 3 to give me just a plus 3. So when I solved it in forms of y, I actually put it in almost point slope form. Okay, so you'll also have one that says write the ordered pairs. Make sure you do very well on this because these are easy problems to get. When you do the ordered pair, remember you start at 0 in the middle. You'll go left or right for your x, up and down for the y. Remember, y looks like that tall or that vertical line. So I'm going to start at 0. For a, I'm going to go over 1, 2, 3, 4. Negative 4, then up 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's negative 4, 4. Oh, okay, sorry. It said just do for point C. Okay. So point C is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Negative 5, and then down negative 1. So the ordered pair will be negative 5, negative 1. Okay, now you'll probably have plot the ordered pair. So I need to go to my drawing. So you'll start at the midpoint. It says go negative 7. Now you can jump But I'm just going to go over to negative 7. I see it right there. Then I'm going to go down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'll put a little circle there, make it nice. A little bit better than what I did. Then it's probably best got a little glitch there, sorry. It's probably blessed to write this somewhere around. So like maybe you can do negative 7, comma, negative 4. It's understood that that's the point. It could be to the side or up or anything, and you'll probably write it a little bit smaller. Okay. Just a moment. Back to arrow. Good, there we go. Okay, scrolling down, draw the graph of the equation. Now, if you have something that's not straightforward, you should make an XY t-chart. So you're going to put anything for X or Y and solve for the other. Now, I purposely did, this one is a very simple, straightforward one. So whatever you put in for X, solve for Y. Now, I'm going to choose 0. Why? Because part of me is lazy. I want to do it nice and quick. I can do that in my head. Well, 0. So then this is going to be 7. Yay. But I look at that also. Oops. It automatically updated a 1 there. I didn't want that there. If I plug in 0 for Y, I will get 7. This is a Word document not being fun. So you really should do probably 3 points, though, just to be sure. Now, of course, I'm going to go 1, because that's easy. And then I'll move back, and I get 6. So my ordered pairs are 0, 7, 7, 0, and 1, 6. I'll go in, and I'll label them. So 0, 7 means I'll go right to left 0. That means I'll just stay right there. Then I go up 7. Okay, there's 1 point. Well, come on. Okay, that's a really big point. I didn't need to make it that big. Okay, then I'll do 7, 0. That means I start here and I move over 7 and then do not go up and down. Now, I'm doing my third point because that third point should be somewhere along this line or outside of it. So I'm going to go 1, 6, which is right there. And if I draw a straight line, which I'm doing an okay job with, it should go straight through. It didn't go all the way through, but you get the point. And sorry about that little glitch there. Okay. Now, when it says draw a graph and you have something not so nice and pretty, but if it's in this form, always start with 0. When you multiply by 0, it's going to get rid of this whole thing, and I'm left with nothing but 4. Okay. Now I can choose to put something in there. If I don't like this 1/5, I can multiply by 5. Now what that's going to do is, those are called reciprocals. 5 times 1/5 is 1. 6 times 1/6 is 1. So by me doing that, I'm canceling out this fraction and making a whole number 1. But notice it's a negative 1. So make sure you have negative 1. So I have negative 1 plus 4. That's going to give me positive 3. And then I should put something else in there. I might have to just do it and just say, okay, I am going to deal with a fraction. Or I can do a multiple of 5. I did 5. Why not do 10? Okay, so that means 1/5 times 10 is going to give me -2. So I'm dealing with better numbers, and I have -2 plus 4. That gives me 4, 3, 2, +2, and then I will graph them. Sorry. And I am going to just point to where they are because it seems like the drawing tool is making it glitch a little. So I'll do 0, 4. That's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Put a dot there. 5, 3. 5, up 3. Dot, dot. 10, 2. Luckily, I'm over here, 10 and 2. And then my line would go something like this. Okay, now, finding the slope passing through pairs. If you're given 2 ordered pairs like this, to find the slope, you need to know this formula. I don't know if it will be on the final exam, but it's very easy to remember. It's rise over run. Think of stairs. Staircases are up and across, up and across, up and across. A slope is up and across. Run is horizontal, rise is up. So it's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So what this means is I have an ordered pair right there. I'm going to take y, the second y, which is 7, and subtract 3. I'll put that over the second x, which is 3, minus -1. I purposely wrote it this way. Now I have 7 minus 3. What I did is I made this plus and made this plus over 3 plus 1. I will do my subtraction or addition. I get 4 over 4. My slope is 1. So you'll have to have that formula. And I suggest each time writing it out. The more you write it, the more it gets stuck in your head. Now, finding the slope when you're given the line. You could do, if you're given the 2 points, you could put them in this formula, and that will work. So I would do -5 minus 5 over 2 minus -3, and then I would do the math, and voila, have it. But I can also do something different. So I can find the slope. So what I'm going to do is do the rise over run. So I'm going to put in a little text box here, right to the side. I'll start with this equation, this ordered pair. I'm going to make my way up to here, but I'm going to start with the rise. So I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I did 10 in the positive direction. I'm going to make this into a fraction. I'm also going to make this a little bit closer so it makes it into a, well, we won't do that. Okay. Okay, so I made it 10 up. Now I'm going to the left, and I'm counting the number of jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, over -5. So that's my slope, but I need to clean it up a little bit. So I have 10 divided by -5 gives me a -2. -2 is my slope. And I can test myself to see, okay, it's sloping to the left. So it's a negative slope. Now, this is one of the easier ones. It says to find the slope. If it's given in this form, y equals mx plus b, the slope is just what's in front or to the left of that x. Simple. So that slope is 3. No ifs, ands, or buts. You don't have to do anything about it. The y-intercept we'll talk about in a little bit coming up. So if you're given it that way, nice and easy. Okay. So I brought this equation back. It says draw the graph, but you're given only this. You're given the slope and the y-intercept. So what we will do in this case, I'm going to create, a little, a little box. I'm going to put it in this form. Y equals. Oh, that looks like an equals. Y equals. It's capitalized. That's okay. My slope is -2. That comes before it. So I'll do -2x. Then all I need to do is put b in there. My b is 5. So it's going to be plus 5. That's my equation. Now I'm going to come down here and do my XY chart. Let me put a little line in between. So we'll do X and Y. Remember, first thing, plug a 0 in there. You want to use 0. 0 is your friend. So 0 times -2 is 0. Leaves me with just 5. It's going to automatically populate and give me 1 down there. Okay, now I'm going to plug in another number. Since it's a whole number at the beginning, I might as well just plug in 1. So 1 times -2 is -2. 5, 4, 3, giving me +3. And just for good measure, let's put in one more. It automatically populated 2. Why not? Let's do that. 2 times -2 is -4. -4 plus 5 is 1. So I've got 3 points. Again, I'm just going to show you instead of drawing so that it doesn't go blank. So I'm going to do 0, 5. There's 1 dot. 1, 3. There's another dot. 2, 1. A third dot. And then my line goes something like this. It's a pretty steep negative slope. So we'll talk more about this in class. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask anytime. Thanks. Bye-bye.